So, big question is, how many have you sold this year?
If you'd asked me that about 2 weeks ago, I was probably in the depths of despair.
Well, everyone, we're down here today at McMullan's. Jonny,
How you get on?
how's the form?
Not too bad, aye. Been a busy one of days there. So it has. Just getting rigged up for another day here now, so we are.
Place looking well.
Aye, it takes a wee bit of jigging about to get stuff into place, but it's nice when you get it there finally. So it'll be a busy day tomorrow again, getting a shed into operational mode for getting a bit of work back in again. So.
It was about this time last year we were down.
Aye.
So we were
Was.
at maybe a wee bit milder the day. So as
Wee bit milder, aye. It was absolutely freezing last year, literally. So it was.
Maybe just not as dry.
Maybe not as dry. No, that's why we're in the shade today. No, folks seemed happy enough last night, and plenty of nice comments and things. So it kind of gives you once a year to get the place read up a bit, and gives folk along with the rest of the year obviously to come in and hell up a bit in a nosy, and sure it's an open invite, and we're glad of the custom all year round, you know.
So what's in here? What have we got in the shed?
This year we sort of chopped it and changed about sort of every year, and we thought it was sort of Krone and Amazon's turn this time. So mostly this is all our sort of farmhand stuff. So you have all your Krone and Amazon gear, your quickie, and your wee Shearman grab and stuff like that. So last year it was up here with Slurry cat and the Slurry equipment like AH, and we had M-Tech trailers up here, but then we swapped their yard about a bit, sort of everybody gets their turn in the shade sort of. So that's what as this year.
They are still here, they're just outside this year.
Oh,
So they're just
for the purposes of this, I think we're better in the shade today. So but you'll get a look around the other stuff, so you will. But no, it's they're still there. They're dotted about the yard outside there, and a good enough display of stuff. Sort of there's other wee bits and pieces floating about. So good job.
So the big question that I suppose I myself had on my mind: how has your first year been as a harvester dealer?
It's been good. It's been definitely a steep learning curve, but I think we've adapted well. Customers are happy. That's the feedback I'm getting. That's the main thing. And if you can keep the customer happy, well then you stand a chance at maybe further down the line getting something else. You know what I mean? So. No, the boys have been good. As I say, Stephen and John and Roy in the parts there, and Lawrence supporting the background as well. He does the paperwork stuff and keeps me right there. And I'm sort of just the chatting man, but no, it's been good. No, the boys have been brilliant. Stephen and John there, to be fair, with the support of GP and the boys down there, it's been awesome. It's been a great learning curve, so it has. And the boys have worked hard. It takes a lot of hard work. It's different as running after a tedder as running after a harvester.
I would well believe it. There'll be a bit to think about with it.
There's a bit to think about, surely, and it just takes up a lot of your time. But listen, we enjoy it, and it's a challenge. And the boys have taken it to like a duck to water, you know. So you never know if you didn't try these things, you know.
So happy then, happy.
Happy as you can be. Happy as you can be. There's a lot of pressure involved with it too, you know. It's a lot of stress, but it's everybody has their own stresses, you know. The contractors are stressed, the farmers are stressed, and then we're sort of stressing about keeping the whole thing going, you know. So but happy. It's been good. It's been probably as good a year as we could ask for with the weather and stuff. We always think, you know, with the weather, the way it sort of fell, it was nearly like a soft start anti-harvesters, because we did get good windows and there wasn't these heavy, damp, wet conditions. So it was if there's somebody up there looking down on us, you know.
A good year for getting broke in then. Just
great year for getting broke in, and we're not naive enough to think that'll not be different. But listen, it was a brilliant start of the year, so it was, and everybody seems to be happy. And that's the main thing, you know. If your boys complaining, the country would soon be talking, you know.
Well, that's one thing they will do.
Folk would know before I would, you know. So, but no, it's been generally good enough, and fingers crossed we keep pushing on now and keep chipping away. So that's.
Well, look, I see this baby lying in the corner, but we'll not just go to it yet. I see here we've got sowers. That'll be a fairly big thing for you, would it?
Fairly big thing, The high-tech sowers there has done really well for us there. The past year or two, we've got a scalp of them away. If you've got GPS and sex control and stuff, you just do like one run round the field and hit the button and sort of idiot-proof thereafter, you know. But some tool, the technology's come on a long way and very reliable, and it's not as scary as what folk think. Once they get onto the swing of it, you know. It's not as scary as what people think. And no, the Amazon sowers, even the weir sowers and stuff, is doing really well for us. And nice, basic, simple setup.
They're really nice finished. They're really nice finished, aren't they?
Well finished they are, surely, and there's definitely a look about them, you know, and it definitely helps when you're going to sell them, and even second-hand value. Amazon sowers sort of seem to stick it in the market better than most.
Do you find that it's more the wee farmer command for a smaller sower now, or is it one of these bigger yokes going out the door? You know, what's the balance?
It's changing how it's changing. Like most boys now, if they're not using GPS, it's a rare thing, but there's still the capability, you know, like even you have a simple GPS, no sites control, no nothing, you know, if you have a basic GPS and a nice basic sower, you're still be fairly accurate, like, you know, so there's a good mix. The bigger ones is more the contact or bigger dairyman, and then the weir sowers, 99 times out of 100 a man's got his own wee GPS now, a wee cheap GPS. And the sowing accuracy, if you have any GPS now at all, is it's very, very good. So a good mix it is. We sort of our tillage stuff in behind us. Your cat ross there and your key ross, your plough, with a few of them out. The cat rosses, we're in a funny wee area here. We're not in a massive sort of tillage area, but we hate to have it here to show people, you know, that sort of way. But we've got a good few ploughs away there. You've done videos with
Mr. Boiler.
Mr. Boyle, aye, Wilson Agri up there, aye, yep. And no, he seems happy, and a few others about. So again, we're not in a massive tillage area. We're sorting that more grassy, you know, silagey type area, you know. But we still get a scalp of stuff away, the old Parhara and stuff as well, and the old sprayer. So. It's good to hear the whole range sort of there to show folk, you know.
If there's one thing that I would say about our area when it comes to Groundworks is you'll always see a man with a plough somewhere, like say.
For sure. There's a serious amount of ploughing done around this area, you know. It's just no like your county downs, that sort of way. It's a different gravy down here, you know.
Well, it's testament to the ploughs too, you know. If men are coming back to buy them and they're buying them in this area, like we're in fairly heavy land and a lot of variety of types of ground, and I suppose they're getting the abuse, like so they are, you know.
Well, that's it. And to be fair to Ryan Boyle and them, you know, they got the first one on demo, and definitely impressed. And for somebody that was KV for so long, you know, it was a good testament that we got one out there and one tempted at minute two. And listen, that's how you sell things. You need to give a man a go at it, and if you can make it stick, it's a hard thing to get able to change brand nowadays on anything, whether it be sower or tanker or tractor or anything. The machine has to stick the tests during the demo, and they've impressed. Anywhere they've been out, they've never disappointed, you know. But again, Amazon's good stuff, you know, good stuff, and the folk know that rightly. And listen, if you hear a good thing, you always sell it. You always stand a chance of selling something, you know. We're very happy just in general with the brands we have. We've worked hard sort of since we've been here, sort of 5 years, 6 years now, sort of coming next year. So we worked hard getting good brands that we sort of wanted, you know what I mean. So you could be fairly hasty when you're starting off and try to get everything in as quick as possible, but sometimes you're better biding your time to see what's out there and floating about, so we kind of done that, but it's we're very happy with the brands we have, you know.
Better a rifle as a slingshot in your armoury, isn't it?
As I say, even ourselves, like on our own farm at home and stuff, we liked a nice thing, and even if it was a wee bit dearer, if it was the right thing, we were willing to pay a bit more for it. And we kind of brought that into this business, that we Slurry cat and we AH compressors and M-Tech trailer, and like none of them's professing to be the cheapest brand of any variety, you know, but they're trying to sell on quality, and we enjoy that side of it. And that's a challenge, but you're trying to upsell it all the time. But for ourselves, when you look out your own yard and you've got good products, you have confidence selling the thing, you know.
Well, that's the thing about us too. Yes, are farmers too. Yes, aren't just dealers. That's the thing about us. Like.
I was rearing a farm wherever I was kicked off to university, and then I've kind of went full circle again. But my brother and my dad's at home there milking. My uncle Lawrence there is a wee farm across the road, in the Friary Road, and listen, everybody here that's working here has been reared in sort of that agri sort of background, and that's kind of the way it needs to be, you know. A lot of these sheds years ago when I had machinery in it, put it that way, it'd been a lot of bullocks and heifers and things like that.
Wouldn't have been an engine roaring.
No, it there only have been, but there are a lot of tanks and stuff now. There's a wash bay now where a slatted tank and stuff is, but we always had an interest in machinery, and that's sort of went full circle. But no, everybody here's sort of in the agri industry, and it kind of gives us a good connection with the folk, you know. And, we're only up the road.
I suppose that helps, that wee bit of trust and that wee bit of, if you can relate to the man you're selling it to, it always helps too, doesn't it?
Certainly, that's definitely the first bit to it, you know. If you can build a connection with folk, and we always seem to get on all right with people. if you can build the connection with folk and get the first unit there, then your service and your backup and everything else sort of helps you sell the second and third one, hopefully down the line. So we're still early doors, you know, we're still getting into the swing of that, trying to get the boys their first one yet, you know. But now we're here 5 years as boys come back for their second one and their third one too, so it's a good sign that the service know's there as well, you know, and the parts and the backup. So we can do all the fancy talking about trying to be the salesman, but it's that's the mechanics and the other boys that look after the stuff the rest of the year that actually helps sell the next ones, you know.
Well, that's it. It's, a man told me it wasn't the man who's talking on the end of the phone the day you buy it. It's the man who's talking on the end of the phone 6 or 12 months down whenever you really need him.
Or at 6 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I try and kick on them phone calls to Stephen and John, and to be fair, they do a great job and they're cool customers, and they're a lot cooler than I would be under pressure at times. So no, it's good. It's good. It takes a whole range of characters.
Big sprayer.
Yes.
Very big sprayer from what I can see.
Aye, 24 metre, 2,000 litre tank. Aye, as I say, it's probably not often something you see in this part of the country. So it was something nice to, if folk are coming from further afield, they can see something different, you know. But again, that one really be our bread and butter. We have that on loan from farmhand and stuff. But it gives a man another look around something different that he maybe hasn't seen before. Same as the baler and stuff too, you know. Farmhand loaned that as well. And it's a bit of variety for somebody to look around and see something that they only maybe seen in a brochure or something, or seen online, so they can actually get a hands-on and eyes-on approach, you know. So something different. Bit of variety.
You're trying to put big ideas into these boys' head in the Glens, so you're trying to...
I would hate a very big idea for something like that now. But no, you plant the seed, and that's all you can do, and then if it grows, it grows, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But you hate to, if you hint it here to show somebody, you very rarely stand a chance, you know. And that's what we see about it. If you have it here, even though it might not be the right spec or something like that, but you need something there to show the man.
Gets the ball rolling.
It gets the ball rolling, gets the cogs ticking in the brain, you know. But if it's no here, that's totally forgot about, and it's not even thought about, you know. But if you can show them something, that's a start.
We were out with boiler. We had the Slurry cat. We had 4.5 out. How's the Slurry cat thing going, tankers wise, slurry wise? Has it been busy this year? Who's buying? Is it the farmers? Is it the contractors?
This time of year, it's always the contractor. It's always early doors. It's the contractor and the farmer. Including my dad, David and all them, they lay things merely last minute, sort of. They want to get their slurry and stuff out. They'll be ringing sort of January time for their sort of stuff, and the contractor knows is maybe get a bit more lead time in the bigger stuff, so you hate to be on earlier to guarantee it for sort of February and that, you know. So, no, the slurry cat thing going well. Dodo's going well. Very few boys in a Dodo pump, you know what I mean. There's only a handful of boys I can think of, you know, and most other boys, even with nurse tanks and all the rest, it's a Dodo that they're running. And so I know slurry cat, brilliant product, brilliant finish. I think everybody knows themselves. They see a slurry cat tanker coming up the road. There's a nice look off them, and there's a bit of quality about them there too, you know. And
they're always shining.
That's just it. Like we had one out there. I think she was 6-year-old. We sold her there, and she was sitting beside another brand, you know, and she was 6-year-old as well. And there's a man coming to see a second-hand tanker, and with the two tankers sitting beside each other, just the paintwork alone was enough to, you know, just straight away, you know, he knew what one I wanted, what one I didn't, you know.
That was the big selling point for him then.
It is, and like it is a big thing, you know. There's not just the paintwork, but it certainly has eye-catching. And when something's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old and it still has that appeal, well, it opens up your second-hand value for them as well. And I would say that's a big part of the slurry cat thing is probably second-hand value, because they do keep their paint in such abrasive conditions, you know, that the second-hand market for them is very, very strong, you know. There's an appetite for them, you know.
That's the thing I've noticed this past wee while, and from some of the farmers and contractors we've been out with. One of the big selling points for a new tractor, a new bit of kit, you know, whatever it may be, a new harvester, the finish of the machine, not just how it performs, is a massive thing at the minute.
It's huge, and boys want something that stands the test of time. You know, everything's getting into crazy prices, and you expect good quality, you know, at the very, very least, you know, and more than, you know, it's more than that too. It's about good running gear, good brake systems, you know. Boys, when they're paying big money, want the best of the stuff, and to be fair, it's Slurry cat, I can't think anything they scrimp on, you know.
Wee handy rake in. What's that, 20, is she 20 foot, is she?
30 foot, aye.
She's 30?
880, aye. She booms in and out, you know, she's hydraulic in and out, and electric up and down for your tine height and stuff, so you didn't hate to go out and screw a handle or anything, so it's everything in the cab now. Suit the lazy man, it's a handle and you're able to hit a button in the cab, and that's a good thing too, because once you have it on the button in the cab, and you are height adjusting your tine height, you're more apt to do it. So your tines and everything seems to stick out longer, and your tine arms and everything's under less stress. So
it's just saving the rake that wee bit then. So it is
saving the rake. Just when it's at your convenience like that, you know yourself if you've seen a field and I'll do rightly, you know what I mean? Whereas you ain't excuse that other way. It's literally at your fingertips. So no, for the longevity of the machine, that's the most popular way of going now, you know. But no, good rake. That'll be our most popular sort of size of rake every year. We'd sell a few of them every year now, so we would.
Any of the bigger four rooters gone this year, or how have they been performing for you?
We've had a serious scalp of them sort of in the past 3 or 4 years. Sort of boys almost in the cycle for changing. One done, maybe another done. So it's funny, it's just different cycles. It's sort of every 3 or 4 years we get out early. So I would say I'll get a couple away this year, and there'll be boys again for another cycle next year and stuff. So, and you always pick up the odd person in between as well. But we've a couple away, I think. You know, we definitely won, and we're working hard in a second. So
I see here a familiar name anyway, starting to become a bit of maybe a trend with these boys having a Soul 2 sign in the front of their cap.
Aye, listen, Andrew and them and Bob and the gaffer and that down there, they're right beside me, and Andrew's very friendly, have been his years, and certainly since we started here they supported us as best anybody could support somebody, you know, so that's we appreciate the business. But at the same time they're folk that like quality, you know, too, and they're not just buying it off because I'm a decent chap, you know. When I met how decent it wasn't the right thing, they want to be boogieing on it, you know, so they know it's a good product. First and foremost, I'm just lucky enough that I'm maybe the one that's selling it, you know.
They seem to be pleased with their harvester anyway.
Seem to be. There'll be probably a video in the new year with a bit of competition next year and stuff too, so I'll say no more about that. But listen, on the Krone side of things, I'm very happy. It's a big step for them, a big step for anybody to change brands, and that's what we're finding. It's nearly like somebody changing churches or something, you know. It's a big change for them, you know, and it gets the country talking. But no, as in performance-wise, we're very happy that they're happy, you know, because it is a big leap of faith, you know, and they took a leap of faith in us on another product, and touch wood, it's went really well so far, and you never know what that opens up down the line, you know, but there's definitely a good advert for us this year that's went so well, you know.
But that thing, I'd never seen a thing that can just sing through grass. It wasn't even, she just sounded like she was taking over going through it.
It's definitely impressive now, there's no doubt about it. They've unbelievable appetite as they do, and I don't think till you're sitting in one you really realise it, you know. As I say, James Mackay had her out there and a field for Connolly's out there, and he had her working, put it that way. That was James was trying hard. I described it as like a wee boy in the playground trying to burn amps with a magnifying glass. But, I hope you enjoyed the run out on her anyway, but I had a good laugh the next day. He was hammering her home now, and she was singing all right, so she was.
Something different to look at here.
As I say, something different. It's sort of like the sprayer, you know. It's maybe, you know, not for the amount of sort of these are sold, you know. But listen, it's part of the product range. As I say, Wilkinson's up there beside us. They've been Krone a very, very long time, so they must be very happy with them. I would say they probably know more about billers than I do. That's one sure thing. But listen, anything Krone's not like other industries in the fact that, you know, the grass is their thing, you know. They're no building a tractor, they're no building a combine or anything, so their main focus is grass, and anything they seem to produce is pretty top tier, you know. So, but competitive market, the balers with other, you know, they get the Fusion out there as well, so it's a very, very competitive market. That's a tricky one to get into. It's kind of like the wagons as well, you know. You're sort of in the land of Pottinger up here, and at least you know, we get a few wagons away every year, you know, but it's a competitive market. That's just competitive, but their main focus is on grass, machinery, and they kind of do everything across the range pretty well, you know.
We'll go on to the most important bit I get in this place, so well, or from my perspective.
It's everything. It takes everything to keep the whole wheel turning, you know, but certainly it's the one that ties up the most money, you know. But it's the harvesters is sort of different gravy. But
I was talking about the burger cart.
Very cool. That's very important to you. Very important to you. I was jumping the gun there, so I was. But no, still, as I say, it takes the cattle trailers and the slurry tankers and everything else. You know, your AH compressors, your intake, it takes all those things all year round to keep the place ticking, you know. Because if you're solely relying on just harvesters, you know, you want to be very busy for a long time of the year, you know. So it takes the whole thing to keep the wheel turning. But certainly, as in Well, money's tied up and stuff. It's an important part of our business, you know.
See another wee white square stuck to the front of that machine. So
Lawrence has been flat out laminating, so his. And,
hey, that's always a good thing.
He's been flat out. He loves the laminator. Hey. No, there's one that one there's Kellen's. Kellen's there. They're good again. Good Krone advocates. Good Krone brand advocates. The 3 Krone harvesters, and that's our demonstrator. They bought her this year, and Jonny Kirkpatrick's changed again. Again, good Krone advocate. He's changed again to another 780. He loves his wee 780, so they're sitting out there actually in the yard there. So I'll be just getting rid of the trade-ins now, but I don't think we should any bother. Good machines. No, good machines. No, both of them's good machines. So there are a few others sort of on the pipeline, so we're getting there slowly but surely.
So, big question is, how many have you sold this year?
If you'd asked me that about 2 weeks ago, I was probably in the depths of despair. So I was. It's only really happened. It always happens. You're kind of playing chess rather than checkers. I'm always describing it sort of 1 step forward, 2 steps back. These boys, it's a longer process than selling a mower, you know. And we have 5 done. We have 5 completed there last night, so we do. So
that's good going.
Listen, we done 2 the year before. It was 2 new customers. Again, it's sort of the thing like the rake. Maybe men this year like a cycle of change, and if they're changing 4 years, and that's sort of the year they're ready to change. So. Listen, you hate to take it when you're getting it, certainly, but maybe next year they've been in, you know, that sort of way. So we have 5 confirmed, we sort of 4 Krone for Krones and 1 man going from another brand, anti-Krone, which is I always say if I can look after my own wee customer base and nip off the odd one, I'm happy, you know. I'm not here to take over the world, but I'll chip away at it, you know.
Keep building.
Keep chipping away, as I say. You can only be. You hear your limitations and your capabilities as well, but if I can look after the boys, if I can keep the boys in Krone happy that are Krone, and I can nip the odd one off, I'm delighted with that, you know. And we hate to keep within our own capabilities of the business too, you know. So
I'm sure Gareth will be delighted to see the machine that is lying in the corner of the yard. It's maybe, I'm assuming that's what's traded in anyway, is it?
That's a different one for another customer, but there's something else coming in, but I'm sure the company will hear about it soon enough, you know.
That's one thing that'll soon go out there, I would think.
Listen, it's a wonderful time of year this year when you hear a lot of stories floating about yourself, and half of them not true, and the other half you couldn't hid, but sure. It is what it is.
It keeps it interesting.
It does. It keeps it interesting. It keeps it's bar chat, and you stay out of the pubs this time of year because you never know what you got to hear about yourself. But I'll be looking forward to Christmas and getting it all by. But we have a couple of weeks window now, sort of to confirm orders for sort of the 3-year warranty offer and stuff like that. So listen, we had done 5 there, signed and sealed, and if we can get. Oh, listen, I'm very, very happy with that. But we still stand a chance at a couple more, you know, and if I got 1 more, jeepers, it would be the icing on the cake, you know. But if there's no, there's no. And I'm very happy with what we've done. You know.
Not maybe buy the Christmas dinner, no?
The bother for us is, you know, it's unless we get the trade-ins away, we didn't see any benefit of it. You know what I mean? And that's the hardest part, you know. And it's all right selling these things and they're shiny and new, but it's you can't ignore what's sitting in that yard. And that's why the other stuff comes into play so much, like your cattle tillers, your tankers and everything else, because again, the harvester market is a niche market, but it just ties up a lot of money. But if all your money's tied up in it, well then you're relying a lot more on your other items to keep you going the rest of the year. And as I say, that is important, but the other stuff is equally important for cash flow and getting wages paid and everything else, you know. So unless them two ends is sell, I'll hate to put the Christmas dinner on the credit card this year again. So.
Same as myself. Well, that kind of, you know, that speaks volumes for the brands that you do keep too, because, you know, as you say, if you have them repeat customers and they're coming back for that good product again, well, they're trading in a good product against a good product, so you know it should leave it easier in theory for yourself to move it on then, you know, and that's...
that's the theory behind it, I suppose. That is the theory behind it. And when you're getting a good product that you know it's easier to sell on because you have a knowledge base of it and you can upsell it again, you know. But that is, you're spot on. You know, you're spot on when you're trading. Listen, there are no bad machines out there. I say some are better than others and other things, but we're very, very happy with the brands we have here. And we just need to put a big lid in the saucepan now and let it simmer.
Let it stew.
Let it stew for a while because we took on a serious amount, you know, and but it's been a hellish 5 years. It's been for what we started with. It's been a hellish 5 years, but we just need to keep the blinkers on now and keep pushing forward.
Well, here, fair play to you, Jonny. You have enough of talking to do today, I would think.
Oh, definitely.
So you do. So
Definitely.
I'll go and give you peace. So, but thank you very much.
Good boy. Thank you very
Good
much.
man.
Cheers.